Many times, the biggest criticism about judging artwork is that it is so subjective. That being said, we are going to talk a little bit about how to make it as objective as possible so that you can grow on your own. So first of all, let's talk about when to assess your artwork. The answer to that is constantly. While you are in process, to kind of look at it a couple of times and start to think about what changes you might want to make while you're working on it. And then that way you come out with a better finished product. However, we're also going to be looking at assessing your artwork at the end of your project and how to kind of consider how to assess other people's artwork as well. That way you can establish the things that you like or don't like about art and then make your art more to your liking in the future. So there are 5 things as far as how to assess your artwork that I like to look at to make it as objective as possible. We'll go through each one of them individually, but first I want to let you know what we're going to be looking at. So objective, creativity, technical skill, aesthetics, and growth. Those are the 5 things that I like to take a look at when assessing artwork. So I like to give myself a value of 1 through 5. 1 being barely even attempted and 5 being perfect, hit the mark, did a great job. So for each one of these, you're going to want to rate yourself 1 out of 5, and then you can start to look back and consider where you may have missed the mark, where you can improve in your artwork in the future, and where you're really, really doing well. So let's look at objective, first of all. Whether it's for an assignment or for yourself, there's always some sort of objective. If it's an assignment, you want to look at the requirements. What were you asked to do, and did you follow through on those things? If it's for yourself, there is a reason. There is some sort of a purpose. Even if you're just at home sketching, why did you sketch? Was it because you wanted to create some sort of emotional release? Did you see something beautiful that you wanted to capture? And if so, were you successful at that? Did you capture it the way that you wanted to? Did you want to try a new style? Were you able to capture that style the way that you wanted to? So every single time you can look at the objective and say, okay, 1 out of 5, how well did I do at capturing the objective? Was I successful? So if you have an assignment that had 5 requirements, that makes it super easy to try to evaluate yourself on a level of 1 to 5. Did you hit all 5? Or, did you miss one? Things like that. If there was just 1, then you want to look at that requirement and evaluate how well you fulfilled that objective on a scale of 1 to 5. So take those things in mind. If there were 10 things you had to do, then you'll want to give each a half a point. Okay. Next, creativity. How creative is it? Is it something that you've seen before? Did you just pull it off of Pinterest? Because that's not creative. If you took somebody else's idea, if you were given samples of how to do it, how to get started, is it very similar to the sample? Because if so, that is not particularly creative. Did you try something new? Did you push yourself creatively? Is it something that you've never really seen before? If so, then you'll want to give yourself a really good score for creativity on that 1 out of 5 scale. Next, we're going to take a look at technical skill. If it's an assignment, were you given a specific way to do it? Did you grow that way? Is it clean? Is it done properly? Were you just scrambling to get it together? Does it look messy? Those are things that you want to consider when you are rating yourself on technical skill. Aesthetics. This is where the subjective part comes in, but there is something, a je ne sais quoi, if you will, of Aesthetics, what makes something look good. And really what you want to kind of look at it as and rate it as is it something that you would want to put on your wall, that you would want all of your friends and family to see? Is it something that you think you could sell? Is it something that you think other people would want to put on their wall? That's something that you want to consider when you are thinking about aesthetics. So aesthetics is really just a fancy word of, is it pretty? Is it pleasing to the eye? So that's something that you want to think about as well. And lastly, does it show growth? Are you growing? Think about your work as an artist previously. If you're brand new to art and this is your first try, then it shows growth because you're just getting started. But you want to think about your previous work in your previous classes or your work at home. Is it better than anything you've done before? Because that is the goal here. We're looking to get better every single time. And then if you put all of these together, you're able to look at that numeric value and it makes it so much more objective. So if you look back and you can say, okay, where did I not rate the best? If it was creativity, then you know it's time for you to start brainstorming a little bit more, thinking about how you can expand your ideas into something more creative. If you didn't do so well on technical skill, you know that you need to practice or maybe ask for assistance from somebody or get a little bit more information on how to tackle your subjects in the future. If it's objective, that's really easy to fix. You just need to identify what you need to do better and carry that out. So this, I think, is the easiest way to look at what you have done and how to improve from there based on a numeric value. I hope this helps everybody. Next, we'll be looking at how to judge your own artwork.